Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today we are going to explore what's probably one of my favorite new German airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I am of course talking about Aerosoft and Jo Erlendson's brand new Stuttgart airport. And this is an absolute marvel. If you've ever been at the real airport, you will immediately recognize this. And fantastic modeling throughout the entire airport over here. We can go and drop our baggage over here. As crew, obviously we do not need to do this, so let's just make our way around here. And we will be going through security here in just a few moments and then make our way to the gate for our departure. Now, we are flying the Swiss Avro RJ100, the JUMBOLINO today, from Stuttgart to Zurich, which is a real-world daily flight that used to be operated on the JUMBOLINOs from Stuttgart. Let's just see if we're actually on the departures board over there. I can't just find us right now, but that doesn't really matter. I'm sure we must have just missed it. So let's quickly go through security over here. Let's go into that scanner. Yeah, hello there. They haven't found our knife, that's perfect, then let's get straight in. Okay, don't let anyone hear that, might be getting in trouble here. Alright, so we are departing from one of the upper level gates over here, and it is quite busy over here indeed. By the way, just look at the lovely textures on the passengers there. That's just an awesome job. Alright, and here we are. Welcome to the gate area in Stuttgart. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I've done all of this in the walk-around mode. So there are complete walkways through the entire airport from this mode over here. And down there is our beautiful ride of the day. So let's go ahead and quickly order GSX to start the catering service already before we make our way down. And then, nobody at our gate just yet, but we will be ready for boarding in like 5 or 6 minutes. So let's move all the way down, get into the airplane, and then prepare ourselves for this flight. Now, we could just easily walk down the jetway over here, but I'm kind of looking at a slightly different way to the aircraft, because you can either just go here, or we are just gonna go out the door over here. And this is also how I got inside the terminal from the walk-around mode. So you can simply walk up the stairs, that gets you down to the apron, and that is what gets you down to your aircraft, and into the terminal on the other way. Fantastic modeling everywhere. Just look at the arrivals area down there as well. Really worth spending a visit later on. But for now, I'd say we are going to make our way straight up into our JUMBOLINO. Now, we can just quickly walk up here and into the jetway towards our door. Now, this is where unfortunately Just Flight doesn't feature a lovely opening mechanism on the Avro like Phoenix would have, but I kind of figured we had to fly this airplane again for this preview. Alright, so then join me inside the cockpit of the Avro RJ100, and from here we can have a very quick look at our flight plan before preparing ourselves for the departure. And telling you guys, isn't this an absolutely fantastic view at this terminal? I think they've done such a great job modeling this over here. Really just amazing, isn't it? Really, really amazing scenery. Alright, now let's go ahead and have a very quick look at what we are about to do today. And we're going to start, as always, with a quick look at the SimBrief briefing documents. We're departing Stuttgart. We do have some icing reported to flight level 160, which is why they originally wanted to plan us in 170, but I've declined that. The Avro isn't going to get that high that fast, so flight level 130 will be our planned flight, so inside the icing conditions. Luckily, the icing, or the anti-icing, is working just fine today. Now, for our airport weather, Stuttgart, a little bit rainy as we already know, and then Zurich, variable winds, a few clouds, 7 degrees, 1012. Geneva is quite beautiful as well. Looking up here, we're departing Stuttgart at 13:50, arriving in Zurich exactly on time, not critical with any of our weights, even though we do have a full passenger load today, cruising level 130, which is the manual setting that I went for. Now the question, do we need any extra fuel today? Well, I do honestly not think so. So we got 3.5 plus taxi, so 3.7 tons of fuel for today's flight, and that's all that we are going to take today. So let's go right down here into the EFB and quickly enter our SimBrief ident, continue that, and here is our flight plan. That's fantastic. Then let's go down into the aircraft screen, import the SimBrief data, and for our total fuel we want to go, let's see, with that we needed 3,700, so yeah, that actually looks quite okay over here. So yeah, start refueling, realistic, and for passengers we are gonna go for GSX boarding, so that's what we will do. Now, before we can start with that, look at that, they are just closing the service door, so catering seems to be completed. That's fantastic, so we are pretty much set up with everything down here. Okay, good, then let's call the gate. They can start bringing the passengers down already. I will connect the ground power unit down here, and you can open that forward passenger door, please. Okay, and then let's go ahead and request boarding, please. Might take a little moment here until we start, but we are gonna make good use of that time. So, the weather radar is in standby, the transponder is in standby, the air brakes are in, and the flaps are up, which matches the flap indication as well. Then we can go ahead and turn on the nav light up there. We can go ahead and make sure that the cabin emergency lighting is armed. And then let's go ahead and switch on our batteries, our external power. And over here we do want bat 1, bat 2, both are looking good. And external is selected down here, that's good. Alright, the parking brake is set and on the yellow brake system. And then we can move right up to the upper overhead panel where we are going to switch all those computers on. Then moving a little bit further down to the electrical panel, all of that stuff is on. The galley bus can also go on, and the APU gen also. Okay, and the engine generators are going to remain off. Then let's go ahead and move up to the fire panel where we can do the APU fire test. And that is looking fantastic, as well as the APU overspeed test. I think that thing just runs without any visible indications, so that is fine. We do not need to start the APU just yet, so let's go ahead and return to our main panel and do the master warning system test, which is looking fantastic and which is now armed again. Alright, then let's move over to the right hand side. IRS 1 and 2 are going into nav mode. And then let's switch on the EFIS Master number 1 and the EFIS Master number 2. Let's quickly go down to the FMC. And we got an Avro RJ100 with an up-to-date enough database. Position in it, we are going to go with the GPS position. Or, let's see, Stuttgart gate 14. Do we have a gate position for that? No, unfortunately we do not. Okay, that's fine. Alright, then let's go with the last position here. That is good enough for me. Okay then. Well, let's go ahead and get started setting our flight up today. So we do need the SimBrief dispatch, view. Why has it locked me out again? It's doing that so often these days. So, Echo Delta Delta Sierra towards Zurich, and our call sign is going to be Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, so departing from Stuttgart, runway 07 via the Sulz 1 Kilo departure. Here we go, and now back to the route. We got Tango 721 towards Relax. Like that, and then we can already go for the arrivals with an ILS approach runway 14, and we are going to take the Relax 14 transition. Okay, route, activate and execute, then onto the performance initialization. Let's grab a couple of figures here. So alternate 1.3, final 0.9, that leads towards 2.2. So zero fuel weight is 37. Cruising in flight level 130. cruise wind, average 8 knots tailwind, so let's just call it 360 at 8. Over here that should be fine for an average, and the temperature outside is minus 16. Like that. Transition altitude should be 5001. Like this, and execute. On the VNAV page 250 below 100, and thereafter we are gonna do 260/0.60, which is what Swiss used to do in the real world on the JUMBOLINO. Okay. And up here everything is checked. Alright, target speed for the cruise is also going to be 260. No need to go too fast here. Okay, now finally, let's go ahead and cross-check our departure. So for that, we'll be returning to the main screen, charts, and of course it has once again disconnected me. So let's just quickly go ahead and reconnect that stuff. So, airport charts, departure. We do need an airport chart, we do need a parking stand chart, and then we also need a sit chart for the Sulz 1 kilo departure. Provided we can find that. Here it is, Sulz 1 kilo RMP departure. Okay, so let's see. Plan mode. Looks like the Avro can't show us anything until the alignment is complete though. But nonetheless, Delta Sierra 001, 1680, and we have that. Then we got Delta Sierra 002, 2590, which we have. Waypoint 3, 2890, which we have. Waypoint 4, level 52. Checked, and maximum 205 knots is also checked. Then TED code 6260, and they got level 63 down here. That's fine. And then to Sulz, and there is no further altitude restriction on that one. Initial climb clearance to 5000. Oh, that was a bit fast. And here we go, 5000 feet is set. Okay. Do we need anything else? I'd say 071 is the runway heading. Let's tune that on the right hand side. Like that. And then 237 inbound Sulz. Here we go. And the runway heading 071. Is set as well. Lovely. Okay, great. So that's our departure entered and cross-checked. Then let's move over a quick panel scan here. So all that lovely stuff done, we are going to go right up to the overhead panel and get started. So hydraulic DC pump on, and that is looking good. AC pump on. It's looking good. Power transfer unit on. It's looking good. Then we can switch them both back off again. Lift spoilers are of course supposed to be on. Anti-skid is on. Brake fans remain off, and ignition is set to A since it is an even day today. Okay, fuel system is set. Electrical system is set. Then APU is off for the time being, and down here everything is set. Okay, landing field elevation in Zurich is 1400, and all the rest is set. Wonderful. That's what I call good timing. Okay, up here everything's set. No smoking sign comes on. Lights are set. Down here everything is set as well. Can turn the flight deck and the cabin fans on. Air conditioning remains off for the time being. Engine anti-ice on. Annunciator light test. Just for the overhead and is looking good. Fasten seatbelt sign is on. Flight deck emergency lights are armed. Then going down to the main panel, let's go ahead and switch that brightness full up. Like that. QNH. I suppose we are gonna find out in a few moments. Actually, why not just take it from down here? So Stuttgart 1013. Okay, and that's set. Standby Ryzen. It's aligned. Annunciators on the main panel are tested.
Wind shear.
That's all looking good. And the right hand side, let's turn your displays up as well down here. Like that. Okay. So weather radar is all set. We are going to select airports for our nav display. And moving a little bit further down, we can go ahead and grab our frequencies. So, can we turn these? Doesn't look like it, huh? Anyway, Stuttgart delivery 121.915. Like that is going active, and ground 118605 is also set. TCAS range, well, mode above, Squawk 2000, standby is selected, everything is off. And that's all looking good. Then for the right hand side, 1 to 1.5. Like that, and finally the ATIS on 126.13. Like that. Okay, no ADF needed, and flight data recorder test is okay. Alright, perfect. With that, we are all set with our... With that, we are all set. Oxygen test. Okay, I think now it's open. Alright, that's good enough for me. Alright. Great, so we're just waiting for the IRS alignment to complete. We do not need any radios or stuff, so I'm just going to deselect that ILS frequency here that the previous crew left us. Make sure to turn that DME on, and that's all looking good. Flight directors are coming on, and with that we are all set up. Okay, so all done down here. Let's go ahead and go right into our departure briefing. We do have another 8 minutes to our scheduled departure time. So we're going to depart from Stuttgart, runway 07 on the Sulz 1 kilo departure, climbing 5,000 feet, and the MSA is basically 5,000 as well. Extra fuel and time we have pretty much 0, and for the fuel itself, 1840 each side, 3,680, yeah, that is fine. Just reset that fuel use down here and down here. Perfect. Okay, for our taxi, we are facing no hotspots, and the stop margin is more than enough. Engine out sits straight at 25 miles to pick up a holding in 5,000 feet. If we need to make an immediate return, we are just about at the maximum landing weight here, but no problem whatsoever. We can just return straight away. In terms of specials, we got the 205 knot speed restriction on the first turn. However, that is a fair chunk above the minimum clean speed, so we can retract the flaps completely. And I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard, and that's our departure briefing complete. Any questions? No? Lovely. Okay, so cockpit preparation checklist down to the line. Circuit breakers are checked, radar off, electrics, GPU, APU set, pedals and pedestal are checked, and oxygen valve and pressure are checked. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Then we're waiting for the IRS alignment to complete before we can do the crewed station checklist. But for now, I'd say we are just going to go ahead and request our IFR clearance.
Helicopter pad. Expect brief delays. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Brief vet all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
Okay, it is X-ray.
Stuttgart Airport. Information X-ray. 2120 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 07. Wind 060 at 5. Visibility 4. Fuel at 3300.
And the IRS alignment is complete.
00. Temperature 6. Dew point 5. QNH 1013. Transition level 70. FOD walk in progress near the helicopter pad. Expect brief delays. Advise.
Cabin is secure to departure.
Okay, thank you. No. Yeah, here we go. Stuttgart delivery, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, information X-ray, request IFR clearance to Zurich. And they're working on the clearance, that's good. So the alignment is looking good.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, cleared to Zurich via the Souls 1 Kilo departure. Expect runway 07. Initial climb to flight level 050. Departure on 119.85 squawk 6762.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, cleared to Zurich via the Souls 1 Kilo departure runway 07, climb altitude 5000, departure on 119.85 squawk 6762. Runway 07, Souls 1 Kilo, 5000.
3 Delta Yankee, read back correct. Contact ground on 118.605.
118.605, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. And 6762. Okay, that looks absolutely fantastic. Then let's go ahead and have a look at our load sheet. So, aircraft, I think we are completely loaded, and the zero fuel weight is 37 tons.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
And that matches the plant zero fuel weight as well. Gross weight 40.7. Then we are going to do a reduced thrust takeoff, and we'll take about 40 degrees flex temperature. So takeoff speed's 134.
Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
And the cross is at 184 and 194. Okay, all like that, and V2 is 138. Oh, that was a bit fast. Here we go, 138. Okay, wonderful. Then let's say hello to our guests, and then we're ready to go. 3 minutes until scheduled off block. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Morgen aus dem Cockpit. Hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel und im Namen des Swiss darf ich Sie ganz herzlich an Bord unseres Abro RJ 100 auf unserem Weg nach Zürich begrüßen. Wir sind in wenigen Minuten soweit, dass wir unsere Triebwerke starten können, erwarten dann eine Flugzeit von etwa 20 Minuten. Machen Sie es sich bei uns an Bord gemütlich und genießen den Flug mit uns. Wir melden uns am Anflug dann mit dem neuesten Wetter. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel, and in the name of Swiss, welcome aboard our Avro RJ100 on a flight to Zurich. Today's flight time is going to be about 20 minutes. We'll be ready in just a few minutes, and then we'll get back to you with the latest weather, starting the approach into Zurich. Thank you for your attention, and again, welcome aboard. Okay, lovely. So all the passengers have been taken care of, then we're good to go up here, so let's go ahead and do the crude station checklist to and below the line. So that's pins and covers on board, aircraft lock checked, park and brake set, fuel quantity and flow meters are checked. Altimeters, QNH 1013, reading 1340, set left side and set right side. Pressurization checked, IRS checked, FMS checked, flight guidance checked, complete to the line, below the line. Takeoff data, check trims are, let's see, all set, and takeoff briefing performed. Crew at station checklist complete. Okay, good, then we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and call for pushback clearance. Actually, first things first, start that APU. So, GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. And we'll see about the pushback direction. Okay. So, that's looking good. Let's see, APU generator, once it comes online, we can do all the remaining items here. Jetway is getting disconnected. Okay. APU is available and on the bus. Generator is online, external AC off. So ground flight deck. You can remove all the ground equipment now and we'll be ready in just a couple of minutes. And as soon as the ground power is removed down there, we are ready. Okay. So, those should be on, those should be off. That was a little error previously. Okay, so let's turn the pumps on and then we can call for pushback clearance. Stuttgart grounds with 3 Delta Yankee, request pushback and startup.
With 3 Delta Yankee, pushback approved, face east.
Pushback approved, facing east, 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, you ready? So, before start, checklist please. Fasten belts on, packs and APU air off. Beacon on, fuel panel set, doors and windows closed, slides armed, and yeah, if they want the TCAS and Tara, that's fine. Here we go. TCAS, Tara, before engine start checklist complete. So, ground from flight deck. Aldo push and start approved, facing east, and the parking brake is now released. Roger, start the pushback and stand by for engines. Actually, tell you what, you can commence engine start right now. Roger. So, you ready to go? Shocks are removed. Now we should start the pushback. And we do. Okay, so starting engines 4, 3, 2, 1 in that sequence. So, Startmaster on and engine 4 start.
Cabin attendants, armed doors and cross-check. Welcome aboard Swiss International Airlines, flight 1169 heading to Zurich. Our
Okay, it's
estimated
10%.
flight time is 30 minutes. Please pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains important information for everyone, including frequent flyers. Fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten. The seatbelt must remain fastened whenever the sign is illuminated. Please return your seatbacks and tray tables to the upright position, and open your window blinds for takeoff. Ensure your mobile phones and electronic devices are set to flight mode, and larger devices must be stowed. Smoking and e-cigarettes are prohibited on board. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly, place it over your nose and
That's a
mouth,
good start on
and
engine
breathe
4,
normally.
starting engine 3.
Life vests are located
Clear
under
3.
your seat. Put them on and inflate only after leaving the aircraft. Floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow crew instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or catches fire, inform the crew right away. The safety information card in your seat pocket contains all details. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, pushback complete, set parking brake. Parking brake set. And we have a good start on 3, starting engine 2. Clear 2. Engine 2 start. So there's 10%. Fantastic terminal modeling back there, isn't it? Both the glass terminal in front over here, and then also the classic terminal over there. Alright, good start on 2, starting 1. Clear 1. Tuck, tow bar, ramp agent, bypass pin. Nah, can't reach the click spot. Hello? Here we go. Alright, that's looking fantastic. Okay, ground, we have 4 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left side, please, and have a good day. Prepare the airplane for taxi. Bye-bye. And here we go. That's a good start on engine number 1 as well. Okay, that's it on the overhead panel. Flaps 18 and flight control track. Full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. Rudders, full left, full right, and neutral. Okay, after engine start checklist. Generators online, brake fans auto, hydraulics on and auto, ice protection off, air conditioning on APU, auto throttle is armed, flaps 18 selected, flight controls checked, clear signal received, after engine start checklist complete. Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, request taxi.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, runway 07, taxi via Mike, Lima 2, Kilo.
Taxi holding point, runway 07 via Mike, Lima 2 and Kilo, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, that's straight ahead, right turn out. Park and brake off. Let's go. So, Mike, Lima 2, Kilo, runway 07. Brake check. Pressure okay. And here we go, Lima 2 is off to the right. And just look at those absolutely fantastic apron textures down here. I think they've really done an awesome job on those. I mean, it's Erlend, of course they would.
Jet 67 Charlie, runway 7 taxi via Lima 2 Kilo. Runway 7 taxi via Lima 2 Kilo 2 Jet 67 Charlie.
Okay, so Kilo is the one over here, as is clearly marked on the ground. Great, so to review...
3 Delta Yankee, contact tower on 118.805, safe flight.
118.805 Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Oh god, GSX window is blocking my click spot again. Alright, so config check is good. Then let's review the takeoff briefing. It's a left seat takeoff from 07, flaps 18, noise abatement procedure number 2, takeoff speeds 34, 34, 38, and the sits right turn out, 205 knot restriction, and yeah, nothing special, nothing non-standard. Standard takeoff profile, noise abatement procedure number 2, and engine out straight at 25, kilometer 5000. Any questions? Nope. Alright, briefing complete. Stuttgart Tower, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, ready for departure.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, Stuttgart Tower, runway 07, wind 060 at 5, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 07, clear for takeoff, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Okay. The approach area is clear. The left side is clear. By the way, fantastic grass, isn't it? So, taxi checks, please. ATC clearance is verified. Thrust and takeoff data is rechecked. Flaps and speeds are checked. Takeoff briefing completed. Config is checked. Master warning system checked. Cabin secured. Taxi checklist complete. Actually, I think we still need this, but on the next side. Good. Fantastic runway texture here. Alright. So, are you ready to go? Yes. Good. Then, take off. Stabilized. Now, where is that click spot? Here we go.
Please take your seat for takeoff.
Sub-takeoff thrust.
First set. Has to be alive.
Cross-checked. Gear up.
0%. Gear, lights up.
On F. Autopilot 1.
Delta Yankee. Contact departure on 119.85.
119.85, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Level change, speed 205. And climb thrust set. Long radar, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, passing 3000, climbing 5000.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, Stuttgart departure identified. Climb higher, descend to flight level 062.
Climbing via the SID, flight level 60, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. We're not gonna do flight level 62, no way. They can ask as often as they want. Okay, so we're about to reach flap retraction speed. Flap 0. 119.2, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Long radar, schon guten Tag, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, passing 3700, climbing flight level 60. QNH 1013, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, and that's what we got anyway. Approaching. So, by now we can accelerate towards 250 and vertical speed 1000. 1000 to go. That's checked. Turn-off lights are off, and we can release the cabin crew, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew have been released from their service, but please note that seatbelt signs are still on.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, request climb to flight level 130. Hold. Okay, there seems to be a voice problem with say intentions here. I can see in the app that it has cleared us to level 130, actually 3 times already, so not sure why the controller isn't saying that. Anyway, here we go, set and level change. Okay, so APU air off, engine bleeds on, APU generator off, and the engine gens are operating normally. Shut down APU. Alright, and with that we are nicely on the way. And look at that, our Avro is even climbing halfway decently. 2,000 feet a minute. Better than the A330. So, normal climb is selected, and yeah, with that we are up and on our way. So, system checks, engineer.
Final approach on 125.33.
12533 Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Zurich approach, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, passing level A2, climbing level 130.
Delta Yankee, Zurich final approach identified. Good afternoon, cleared unmuted transition. Expect the ILS runway 14 approach into Zurich.
Expecting the ILS 14 via Amiki, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay. So, looks like we are just about staying clear of all those clouds. So, ILS 14, they say from Amiki, so that's probably the Deluxe 1 Alpha arrival. Well, let's hope that we will actually not have to fly that. I will ask them for radar vectors for the approach momentarily here. So let's go to 260. Lights off, signs remain on. Okay, and that's it. So, system checks again. Engine air on, APU air off, packs on. And APU off, lights set. Flaps up, gear up, TRP checked, altimeter, standard cross checked. And that's the system checks complete. 1000 to go. Vertical speed. And 260 will stay our final airspeed here. So, ice detected. Well, engine anti-ice on. And yeah, I think it's on. Okay, good. Depending on how smooth or not it is, I would normally consider releasing the passengers, but not at this altitude, and we're so close to Zurich already that I'm not really gonna bother with it. They'll have to stay seated for that time. Okay then. So, 134 is the final approach course. That is set, and we've got alt capture, we'll maintain 260. Frequency is 11175. Okay, minimum 1602. Like that, and the radio minimum is 200 feet. That's now set as well. And you can have that on your side as well, up here. What? 12 o'clock less than 1 mile? No. Say again? Nothing on TCAS either.
Delta Yankee, traffic at the 12 o'clock, less than 1 mile. Same altitude, RJ18.
Yeah, that's us. Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, request radar vectors for the approach. So, TCAS is set as well. That's all looking good.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, turn left heading 185, descend altitude 7,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Heading 185, descending 7000 on 1012, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Heading select 7000, level change, set QNH. And 1012 is cross-check, passing 12.6 now. Checked. Okay. So, then let's just enter something nice. Zulu Hotel 413 looks good to me. Or 414 is fine as well. Okay, execute. So we got the frequencies, we got the courses, we got the minimums. Elevation 1400 is in already, MSA 5600 the highest. And for the missed approach we can use India Kilo Lima, which is the ILS, and then Zurich East 1005. Like that, and that's it. Okay, so that stuff is all set. Ready for the briefing? And let's just make sure it's gonna be a flaps 30 landing. And for that we need 194. And 129, and that is set. Okay, easy. So, you're ready for the briefing? So it is going to be radar vector ILS approach runway 14, flaps 30, MSA 5000 in the north and up to 10,000 in the south, minimum 1602, and the go around straight at 5.1, left turn in on Zurich East, climbing 70 I think. Well, we're looking that up again. Apart from that, got nothing special, nothing non-standard, extra fuel and time, we have about 10 minutes. Thank you for that. So, passing 10,000, let's reduce to 50, and then light, signs, anti-ice is going to stay on.
Switched on, fasten seatbelts on. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
Okay, so, that's all that stuff. Okay, so for my part for the briefing, flight director guided ILS approach, runway 14, flaps 30. No auto brake in this airplane. There's plenty of stop margin, we'll simply let the plane roll to the end, okay? Verify spoiler extension and that's it, and then we just roll to the end. Vacate the runway to the right, hotspots, crossing of runway 28, and then we will park somewhere on the other side. I got absolutely no idea where. Doesn't really matter. It's our home base, so that'll be easy to figure out once we're on the ground. Nothing special, nothing non-standard, and threats for the arrival pretty much only have the terrain, so what we're gonna do is... Oh, actually the Avro doesn't have a train display, does it? Otherwise I would have put you on the train, but nope, doesn't have one. Then let's use the map mode of the weather radar. That'll have to do. Okay, good. So we're done with our setup. Questions? No? Okay, lovely. So descent checklist. PTU on, pressurization is set, briefing complete, landing data checked and the box are set, seats and harness locked and secure, descent checklist complete. Alright, before I forget about it later on, let's go ahead and start the APU. And that is checked. Ice detector is also checked, the anti-ice is on. Let's see, is there anything on the wings? No, looks pretty clear. Lovely. Alt hold. Or rather Alt acquire. We may be a tiny bit low on the profile right now, but I wanted to get below the clouds here because I'm hoping it's a little bit less turbulent down here. Alt. Okay, and electrics, that's probably, yep, the APU generator. Let's put that thing on. And then engine bleeds off, APU air on. Here we go. Okay, so far so good. So we are on the QNH already, then let's run the approach checklist. Altimeters, QNH 1012 set and cross-checked. Fasten belts on, APU on, fuel panel set, cabin is advised and steep approach is off, approach checklist complete. And down here, preparation for approach, FMS is checked, actual fuel is checked, landing data is set and checked, landing flap 30, pressurization set, briefing completed. And that's all done. Nice.
Anatolian 1 Papa Sierra, contact Swiss radar on 128.05. 128.05.
So I guess one vector to the right, one vector to the left, and then we're there already. We're also receiving a glide slope, we're just beneath it, perfect. What else do we have? Not much. Let me see, up here everything's clear. Let's just prepare a couple of taxi charts. I'm gonna skip the second PA, it's just not worth it right now. Okay, and all the taxi charts are pinned. Perfect.
Descend via Relax 2 Alpha to flight level 070 AMD transition for the ILS runway 14 approach into Zurich via RDC QNH 1011.
QNH 1011 and the rest is copied, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. That call did not make sense at all.
Romeo Juliet contact Langen radar on 131.3.
131.3 for Delta.
For some reason it seems to think that it still wants us on the star again, but that makes no sense. Swiss 3 Delta Yankee request radar vectors for the approach.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, descent altitude 6,000 feet, turn right heading 270 vectors for the ILS runway 14 approach, QNH 1011.
Descent 6000, right 270, QNH 1011, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, descend altitude 6,000 feet, turn right heading 265.
Heading 265, down 6000, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Zurich. We kindly ask everyone to return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of the lavatories is no longer allowed at this time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Heading 240, descending 4000, clear to LS 14, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, heading 240, 4000 is checked, and then we gotta get down now, because we are a little high with this type of vectoring here.
Sync rate.
No. It can't say sync rate at that altitude, that makes no sense at all. Alright, I'm going to give myself a final vector myself here. Left 170. And from there. No, you can't. 118.1 when established, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, that's looking kinda good. Approach mode is armed. And air brake is going in. Okay, locks down. Yeah, we've seen better vectors in the past. But anyway, it's going to re-establish itself, just a slight overshoot. Zurich Tower, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, ILS 14. Okay. And climbing to 4,000 initially, that sucks. Alright, speed brakes out, let's lose that airspeed. Manual flight.
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee winds 110 at 5. Runway 14 clear to land.
Runway 14 clear to land, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee.
Speed checked. Flaps 80.
Okay, speed checked. And 160 is selected. Localizer is coming back.
Serbia 13 Charlie, hold short of runway 10.
Speed
Okay.
checked. Gear.
Speed brake back in and gear down. So, final approach speed, what do we have here? 128 plus 5, so
Pull up.
nonsense. 133.
1,000. Range ahead. Pull
Speed
up.
checked. Flaps
Shut up, man. Okay, flaps 24. So field elevation. Flaps 33, or correction, flaps 30.
10, holding short. Air Serbia
Speed check, flap
13
30.
Charlie. Air Serbia 13 Charlie, hold short of runway 10. Hold short of 10, Air Serbia 13 Charlie.
I would love to read the landing checklist now, but with manual flight that's a little difficult, so we'll just imagine that the first officer has completed it.
1,000.
Checked. Most important items, gear is down, flaps are in the landing config. And of course landing flaps 30 is selected as well now.
Approaching 14.
Checked.
Contact Nina Papa November, contact ground on 121.905.
500.
Air Serbia 13 Charlie, hold short of runway 10.
Slightly slow, correcting. Yep, a little turbulent here. Continue.
Air Serbia 13 Charlie.
$100.
Air accept.
Yep, coming.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Come on.
10.
Still a bit of touchdown zone left.
Runway. Spires yellow, green. Rear pressure check.
Okay. Nope, we are not gonna let the nose come up again.
Delta Yankee, welcome to Zurich. Contact ground on 121.905.
121.905 was 3 Delta Yankee.
Air Serbia 13 Charlie, hold short of runway 10.
60 knots.
Hold short of 10, Air Serbia 13 Charlie.
Okay, 24 minutes flight time.
600 remaining.
Zurich ground, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, request taxi to the gate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zurich. Did you know that Zurich is home to the world's largest clock face located at the famous St. Peter's Church? Thank you for flying with Swiss International Airlines. Please.
Juliet, Inner Foxtrot, November, gate 31, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, g'day.
Crew Thank you for flying with Swiss International Airlines.
Okay,
The
so
local time here is 3:24 p.m.
Juliet,
For those with connections, please note the following upcoming
Inna,
flights. Flight number SWI
Foxtrot,
220
November
to Geneva,
31 is down
departing
there
at 4:15
somewhere.
p.m. from gate A12, and flight number SWI 350 to Basel, departing at 4:30 p.m. from gate B8. Thank you.
So let's get clear of the runway, let's get onto the taxiway over there, and then we can start the cleanup work. Now, I did flare it in a little bit, but you've seen how long the runway was. You've seen how long the touchdown zone was. We touched down within the touchdown zone. That's lastly the important point here. So that's all set. Trim is set. Then let's turn that radar off. And tell you what, engine anti-eye can just remain on. Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, are we clear to cross runway 28?
Swiss 3 Delta Yankee, cross runway 28.
Crossing runway 28, Swiss 3 Delta Yankee. Okay, strobes are on, we are clear on the left side, and we are clear on the right side. So, we follow the Ringelsocke ahead. Gotta love the after landing music here. Ooh, what's that? Oh, give me my EFB back. Here we go. So, if Condor is going 5 knots, then there's not much we can do about it. Okay, so Inner, Foxtrot, November, 31 is the very end in the corner. Is that Doc Alpha? No, Doc Bravo. 31. No follow me required. Handling by shitport. Oh god, the Condor is going all the way that we are as well. But hey, I think we can make some good use of the time that we've just won to first of all do the after landings. So that's gas lock, air brakes in, radar off, APU on, flaps 0, after landing checklist complete. Okay, and then we can take a moment to review all of our flight. Was definitely one of those where things got a little busy, let's call it that way. Just a lot happening, but I think overall this worked fairly well. Now, ATC messed up a little bit, but hey, we are here, and that's all that counts. Now, wonderful departure airport, I really cannot overemphasize this. Thank you very much to Aerosoft at this point already for providing me a copy of Stuttgart. It's really a fantastic airport, one of the best in the simulator right now, easily. I'm not saying the best, but most definitely one of the best. I don't really want to make a certain statement here, like, this is the best, because then there will always be people complaining, but mine is better. You know where I'm going with that. So, fantastic Stuttgart, very much recommended, and loads of short flights available from there, like the one we've just did, but also Lufthansa to Frankfurt and Munich. In the past there used to be a couple other short ones that were fantastic. Unfortunately, nowadays it's really those 3, but hey, that was great fun for sure, and all I can say is that I've really enjoyed this one. Hope you guys did as well. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video and let me know where you want me to fly to next and which airports you want to see next. Alright, so quick check. The APU is already running and that's all looking good. That's Swiss standing on our gate here? Or is he one further to the right? I think he's one further to the right. We're parking behind him. Okay, lights off. Yep, he's on 33. We're going on 31. Which has 2 jetways. Interesting. They're taking the part with the JUMBOLINO a little bit too serious, are they? I mean, you could definitely still park there with an aircraft like this. No doubt about it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, I see an active guidance system. We're not too fast. And I see a misplaced guidance system. Alright. I still don't think that we are too far in and that stuff is showing nonsense anyway, so I don't really care, but we should be fine here. Okay, APU generator is online. And verified working. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Doors to manual and off check.
Okay. So, here we go. Everything is running down. 1 fuel pump for the APU. That stuff's going off. Gonna keep the APU running for the time being. And here we go. 2000 and standby. Alright, parking checklist. Parking brake set, slides disarmed, TCAS standby, hydraulics off. Okay, hydraulics off, generators off and reset. Air conditioning on APU, engine shutdown performed, fasten seatbelts off, external lights off, brake fans auto, fuel pumps 1 on, ignition off, and ice protection is off. And that's the parking checklist complete. My friends, with that, welcome to Zurich. I do hope you enjoyed the flight with us today. As always, leave your feedback and comments underneath the video. Like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.